What's up? How you doing? Here we are, beautiful night with my mother over here, my daughter, and tonight's the perfect night to do something that I've always wanted to do. If I had a yacht, I don't have a yacht, so I can't do it. But if I could, I'd like to take a nice boat ride in the middle of the night to an uninhabited island, preferably somewhere in the South Pacific, where the weather is nice and warm and there's a lot of coconuts and fish and fresh water. And I'd like to stay there for about a week to 2 weeks, about that time, and then come back. But has to be done at night. There's something about the ocean at night and going through this quiet area that is more appealing to me than being on the ocean during the daytime with the sun beating down on you.
Isn't it creepier?
Yes, but the sun adds, the nighttime adds a bit of mystery. It's like almost that you're on a Scooby-Doo episode. But, I don't know, when I was a kid, nobody wanted to do that. And it's been my dream now for many, many years to end up on one of these islands. I've had dreams where I'm in the dream, and I don't know what happened to me, but I'm in the ocean floating, and then all of a sudden I hit the shoreline. And there's an island there with the top sticking out, and as I get out, there's maybe 3 or 4 feet of sand that attaches to the island itself, and the island is a mountain peak sticking out. So what I do is I get off the like a raft or something that I'm on, and I end up climbing the mountain, and the faster I climb, the faster the ocean follows, until I get all the way to the top, where maybe there's like 20 feet sticking out of the ocean, and the ocean has risen to that level. That's the kind of thing I'd like to do in reality. And sometimes in that dream, there's a house, and that house is, the lights are all on and it has a patio, and I can hear voices as if there's a little party going on, and then I wake up. So anyway, we have a full night tonight, and right underneath it, Jupiter. So, we're just enjoying the moonrise, and it's very bright. That sun is hitting on it and reflecting. And there's cheese up there, so. Anyway, what's going on? Anything?
No. I have to do essays and stuff for school, but that's boring, but that's it.
Well, it's the weekend right now, so we're just kicking back, relaxing. And one of my favorite comfort foods is German schnitzel. So we just ordered some German food, and it's going to arrive in about, half hour. But I enjoy eating German food, German chicken, German sausages, the schnitzel with all the vegetables and sauce and nice flavorings. You don't know what you're missing. You have to have some of this German stuff. And it's just satisfying. So, there was a restaurant not too far from us many, many years ago that we would go to. Very nice. It was family owned. Very nice lady would take care of us there with the menus. And then there was a place by the airport that was German food also, and we would go there. It was like you wouldn't even know it was a restaurant. It was in the back. It was a parking lot, little tiny door, and we would go in there, and the food was awesome. But I've been there since, and that food, the food may be somewhere, but the restaurant is gone. So, and I haven't had German food in a long time, so I can't wait till it arrives. But my favorite food, they're basically Greek food, Mexican food, Indian food. I love Japanese food, and in no particular order. The ratings change depending on how I feel. Sometimes I prefer Mexican, sometimes Indian, sometimes Greek. Doesn't have a set, 1 through 5, and they're all the same. They change, and of course, the German stuff is really good too. French food is great. I don't really get a lot of French food, but I've had it before. There's a bistro in Las Vegas that has that kind of stuff, and they make the best steak. Very tender, cooked just the right amount, so it's not brown inside. It's nice and pink, red. And of course, when we go out to the desert and we cook our own food, that's very, very appealing to me.
When can we do that?
very, very soon I'm planning on going out there, but this time I'm going to dig a hole in the ground, and I do the ventilation hole on the side, fill it up with nice wooden charcoal, and light it up, and then I put a mesh thing on top with bricks on the side to elevate it from the fire, throw the steaks on top, 5 minutes per side, and then what I do is then I flip them over and I do a minute per side, so altogether about 12 minutes. So the outside is nice and crusty and inside is nice and pink, and I cut it with a nice sharp razor blade knife, and we eat it. Me and Isabella had gone to the desert a while ago. Was it before the summer or around there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we cooked some filet mignon, and
We made like what?
we made what, 4 of them?
Yeah, I had 2 and you had 2. I had
Yeah.
one in the car.
They were delicious. And while we were there, what was it? Those
The people in like the cars were like,
the all-terrain vehicles. They came by with their families. They were waving at us and gave me an idea. Perfect place to buy one of those and ride them.
and that's when, and then there was also this like huge mountain, and I decided to like climb up it when he was like preparing like the food and stuff, and I stayed up there for a bit, and then as I started walking down, I like slipped and I kind of like rolled a little, and I almost hit like a rock, so that was impressive. And then I ended up tearing my pants, but at least I ended up living. So that was fun.
Yes. Well, you know, you always have to expect to get injured when you go on these hikes. You may slip, fall, you may break an ankle. You don't want to, but it may happen. You know, and I'll tell you one thing. I have an app that identifies plants, and on that specific day that we're speaking of right now, Isabella went and grabbed a purple-looking thing. Right? It was purple.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute. I said, what is that? And then I took a picture of it, and my app analyzed it, and it contained urushiol, the same oil that poison ivy, poison sumac, and poison oak have that causes you to break out in a rash. So I made her toss it, and I had rubbing alcohol in the car, which is a good oil stripper, and I drenched her hands in that and gave her a towel, and she removed all of the oil. Otherwise, you never know what can happen. You can break out in hives, and it takes a while for them to go away. About 3 days for them to come, and about 2 weeks to 3 weeks to clear out. When I was a kid, I would get poison ivy like every year, sometimes twice a year. I would cut grass, and the area that I would cut grass obviously had poison ivy in it, and the oil would splatter on me. And then I wouldn't take a shower immediately. I would take one, hours later, and about 2 to 3 days later, I'd break out everywhere. And I mentioned before in another video that I went and I got a cream from the medical doctor. First time ever I had gone. I didn't know they actually had something. And I put that on, and it was like magic. Only it wasn't. It was real. And it made my rash within a few hours. It was a big difference. And then the next day I really looked different. And within 2 days, totally gone. So I always tell people when they tell me they have poison ivy, I always tell them, go to the doctor and ask them for this cream. And they do. So, but yeah, I used to get it every year, and then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I stopped getting it. Now I haven't gotten it in decades. So, but it was an annoying thing. It would ruin your summer. You'd lose about 2 to 3 weeks trying to heal from this disgusting blistery rash. Anyway, that's it for now. We're waiting for our German food, and we're very excited about that. So
Hey, when can me and Amanda carve the pumpkins?
you can carve anytime you want. We have 3 pumpkins. One of us was given to us by our school, and the other 2 we bought. $13 a piece. So they're gonna carve them into some kind of strange faces, and that's it. All right. Ciao for now.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.